It's time for the great debate, at least the modern day great debate. Bitcoin versus gold. Physical gold versus digital gold. Let's talk about how the digital currency is different than the old gold and what are the pros and cons. We're going to talk about all that in this video. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin, how it's performed versus gold. We're also going to talk about some of the differences here and why I'm personally more bullish on Bitcoin and why I think it's a better alternative than gold moving forward into the next decade and beyond. So it's been a very intense topic and intense debate over the last few years. Bitcoin versus gold. Well, let's dive in. Real quick, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely helps out the channel. So Bitcoin, let's start here. It's a digital currency, right? And gold is a precious metal. So they've long been considered both stores of value. Of course, gold's been around much longer. We used to be on the gold standard in the United States. Bitcoin's still very early days, right? That's why a lot of people look at it not like they look at gold, right? Because they're like, man, that's super risky. It's super volatile. The market cap is like 1/10 of gold. It's nowhere near gold, right? But why is Bitcoin taking the financial world by storm? And in the same breath, why is gold kind of an archaic, old way to invest and store your value? That's really what I want to get at here in this video. And again, this is smashing traditional finance beliefs, right? So first off, Bitcoin boasts unparalleled security, first and foremost, right? Where like if you hold a ton of gold, like you have to physically put it somewhere. It's kind of a nuisance. Like, what are you going to do with all that gold? Like when you get up and move, you got to like lug it around with you. Like there's a lot of things that can happen, right? You can lose it. I mean, sure, you can lose your Bitcoin technically, right? But there are multiple ways like it's backed up and you could find your Bitcoin, right? Rather than having to know exactly where these massive amounts of gold are at all time. Here's the other thing with Bitcoin. Its decentralized nature makes it almost impossible to hack or counterfeit. You can't say the same for gold. Now, what this does is it provides users with peace of mind. Bitcoin has never been severely hacked in its existence. On the other hand, gold can be stolen, it can be counterfeited, posing a lot of risks that I think you don't necessarily have as much of when you have Bitcoin. Here's the other thing. Bitcoin is borderless. What do I mean? Well, this allows for easy and fast transactions. Whether you're sending money next door to your neighbor or across the globe, Bitcoin knows no physical boundaries. Gold, however, requires physical transportation and poses a ton of logistical challenges, right? The other thing, this is number 3, Bitcoin offers incredible liquidity. Its 24/7 trading availability gives investors the freedom to buy or sell at any time. It never shuts down. It never shuts off. This is very different than gold, which has limited trading hours and requires a third party, intermediaries. Now, finally, this point. Let's not forget about Bitcoin's potential for higher returns here. Okay, we've already seen it outpace gold significantly since it's been existing. It's not even close. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the last 13 years. And again, nothing comes close. Even this year in 2023, in the terrible economic environment that we're in, year-to-date gains, nothing's bigger than Bitcoin. When we look at stock markets, big ETFs, gold, the traditional investments. So basically, in this terrible environment, Bitcoin has outperformed everything in 2023. Pretty crazy, right? Now, its digital nature, obviously, that we talked about, and limited supply make it a prime investment opportunity, I think, for the new age, right? Especially amongst, millennials and younger people. People are flocking to Bitcoin. And again, it's a global phenomenon. It's not something that's just in the US or just in Asia or just over here or just in Europe. It's everywhere, right? So the other thing I want to talk about is Bitcoin's potential for higher returns. We've already seen that play out, and I think we're still early. I mean, given that we're only at 5% adoption globally right now. Its digital nature and limited supply make it a prime investment opportunity, offering, I think, significant growth possibilities still. So gold obviously is a very mature asset class, right? But it may not have that same upside anymore because it's stabilized so much. So you have to ask yourself, how risky do you want to get? You know, do I think you should, if you're big into gold, do I think you should move it all into Bitcoin? Not necessarily. Like, how old are you? How much risk are you willing to take, right? But Bitcoin has emerged, there's no doubt, as a superior alternative to gold for younger investors. And I still think it could be an alternative for people in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, again, you just have to ask yourself, how much risk do you want to take, right? Where do you want to keep your money? But Bitcoin presents unmatched security, borderless transactions, high liquidity, and potential for massive returns still. That's what I've got for you guys in the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights in the ever-evolving world of finance and crypto by subscribing down below. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.